for everyone listening and watching who maybe deals with anxiety or fear or control issues, two words and a theory behind them
Mm-hmm.
is been life-changing for a lot of people. Will you share about the let them theory?
Yes. So, the let them theory is something that I just came up with in the last couple months. And it is, I think, the most powerful thing I've ever stumbled upon. And I've learned some pretty incredible things in my lifetime from other people, from the power of something like the 5-second rule and prioritizing action. But the let them theory is at a entirely different level. And the let them theory on the surface is extremely simple. And here's how it works. Let them. If your friends want to judge what you post on social media, let them. If your parents don't want to come visit for Thanksgiving, let them. If your neighbors get together and they don't include your family, let them. If the city that you live in decides to do a big construction project and it creates a tremendous amount of traffic for you at the dumbest month of the year, let them. You have no clue how much time and energy you are wasting trying to control other people or things that you have no control over. And I was so guilty of this. And it is so easy to read something on Instagram, I don't care what other people think, and then regurgitate it like it's some sort of philosophy that you have when really you actually do care a lot. Let them is a tool that encapsulates the truth about relationships and the truth about control. You will gain more control in your life the less you try to control other people. And this is a learned behavior. This is something you learned because your parents, your job is to keep your kids safe. Your job is to, teach your kids how to make decisions. Your job is to set boundaries for your children so that they can grow up and become independent human beings. But your frame of reference when you are a kid is all about the adults around you. And because as a kid, you don't know why mommy's mad, so you think you're the reason why mommy's mad. So you then make it your job to make sure mommy's not mad. Or you sit there and say something must be wrong with me when mommy's mad. And so that's why you get so obsessed with trying to control the states of emotion and what other people are doing or not doing. Because you think what everybody else is doing has something to do with you or means something about you, and it means nothing about you. And the reason why, and the story for how I discovered it, I would love to tell it because I think it'll kind of put you at the scene at just how dumb we are and how prevalent this is in your life. And so it is, I'm setting the scene for where I discovered this. So it was our son's junior prom in high school. And having already gone through 4 high school proms with our 2 daughters, I thought, this is going to be a cakewalk, man. There are no spray tans. There's no blowouts. There's no 55 dresses. There's oh my God, this is going to be amazing. It was the worst. He was way worse because he didn't communicate anything, Jamie. First of all, he's not going. Then he's going with a group of guys. Then we live in the middle of Vermont. Where the hell are we going to buy a tux? Then all of a sudden he decides he wants Stan Smith Adidas Edition sneakers. I got to track him down. We got to have him overnighted. Now he's asking a date, some chick he doesn't even know. So then there's that whole thing. This all happens, by the way, in the 5 days before the prom. So we are leaving to go to that pre-prom party that people tend to have where you show up at somebody's house and everybody's taking photos. And we arrive and we walk in and I'm already on edge because our son has been like, imagine trying to wrestle a grizzly bear to the ground and get him into a tuxedo and then get him into the car. When I realize in hindsight, he's just nervous, but now I'm annoyed and I'm stressed out. And so we get to this thing. He makes a beeline for all of his friends, does not introduce us to his date. Everybody's really awkward in terms of the kids, but they all look fantastic. About 20 minutes in, we're settling down. I'm starting to feel a little less on edge. And out of nowhere, I'm talking nowhere, this is like a freak mountain storm. It starts to rain sideways. There's not a single person that has an umbrella or a raincoat. Now it starts to hail. The umbrella on the deck goes tumbling off to the right. And all the parents are now circling, right? And murmuring, and what's going to happen? And I walk over to Oakley and I tap him on the shoulder. And I'm like, Oak, what are you guys doing for dinner? Because it's 4:30 in the afternoon. The prom starts at 7. Clearly, they have a dinner plan, right? He kind of shrugs his shoulders, like, I don't know. I'm like, what you don't have a reservation for dinner? It's the prom, dude. I don't know what we're doing. Wait, do you want me to call the inn? Do you want me to do this? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, Mom, it's and I start ramping up. In my, like I'm going to fix the situation for him. So he's talking to his friends. I'm on my phone trying to find a reservation. There isn't a reservation anywhere in our small town because obviously other people had thought about this. Doesn't seem like any of the other kids in this group have a reservation either. And all of a sudden they start walking toward the door. No coats, no raincoats. Like it is raining sideways, Jamie. She is going to ruin her dress, her hair, her makeup, his sneakers destroyed, the rented tux out. I'm just like, all the other parents, where are you guys going? I think we're going to go to the cilantro bowl. And that's when all the parents are now like, we're going to repeat it. We're going to do this. Everyone's controlling the situation. It's complete chaos. We've all been in this kind of moment. Our daughter, Kendall, who we've just been talking about, was home for the weekend. She gently reaches over and she grabs my arm and she shakes it and she says, Mom, let them. I'm like, what? What do you mean let them? I'm like on the phone, on hold, trying to let them what? Let them go to the cilantro bowl. But it's raining, but it's small, but it's like a small, they're not even, let them go to a small place they can't fit in. But he's going to ruin his shoes. Let him ruin his shoes. But her dress, let her ruin her dress. Mom, it's their prom, not yours. Let them. And it was something about that moment and her repeating those words and repeating those words and repeating those two words, let them, let them, let them, let them. And her hand on my bicep that made me just de-escalate internally. And as I started to de-escalate internally and kind of just let them and let them do and not need to control it, my thinking came back online. And I thought, why do I care? Why am I not making a reservation for myself for dinner? Who cares? Mm-hmm. Why am I doing this to myself? And so I walk up to Oak and I tap him on the shoulder and he turns around. He's like, what? Like, here's $20. Go have fun. And this huge smile like lit up his face, and right out the door into the sideways rain they went, trashing his shoes and her dress. It was adorable. And over the course of the next couple of weeks, I couldn't believe how often I had the experience for myself where I was getting hooked by what other people are doing. Why is a celebrity promoting this thing? Why is this happening? Why can't we do it this way? Why is the government doing this? Why is the traffic doing this? Why are my friends having lunch and they didn't invite me? Why this? Why that? Like all of this time and energy getting cooked up about my opinions, about what other people are doing or not doing, or my expectations about how things should be done. Oh, the school should be. You got a lot of let thems that you need to bring into the school. The teacher should be. And so what happened is I started to develop this theory. Wow. The more that I just let them, I let adults be adults. I let other people live their lives. more that I let them and I just drop this obsession with controlling things around me or having an opinion about it, which is a way of controlling, the more control I feel. And so I put out a reel, and it was like 60 seconds. It was like, if your friends are going out to lunch without you, let them. If you're throw a birthday party and a bunch of people come and all the popular people leave early to go do their own thing, let them. Why? Because when you let them, you are allowing adults to be adults, and you are allowing people to reveal who they are. And that's really important, because when you're so busy controlling other people, you actually don't see who they are. And when you can give up control and you can let adults be adults, Jamie, and there's a bunch of rules that I can now teach you about what we get wrong about relationships. But when you let adults be adults, because number one, you cannot make another adult do anything they don't want to do, period. And you think you can. And it's not true. Adults only do what they feel like doing. The second thing, there is nothing you can do to make another adult change. Why? Rule number one, adults only do what adults feel like doing. This is why you cannot make somebody get sober. This is why you cannot want somebody's dreams for them more than they want it for themselves. This is why you can't get somebody to be nicer or get somebody to work harder. Why? Because adults only do what adults feel like doing. And you can't do anything to change someone. Here's another thing you can't make adults do. You cannot make another adult like you. You cannot make another adult love you. And you are wasting too much time and energy presuming that people are going to love you the same way that you love them, or presuming that there is some different way that you can show up or do or text in a certain cadence and twist yourself in knots so that somebody else likes you. Think about the time and energy that you're wasting there, especially when you really grasp the truth that adults only do what adults feel like doing. And this is the real power of the let them theory. When you let somebody else live their life, you have to look in the mirror and you have to confront where you are in your life. And if your friends are not inviting you to lunch, it is not their responsibility to include you. Your life, your friendships, your happiness, your responsibility. And if it bothers you that much, instead of sending that passive-aggressive text, I saw you guys having lunch, would have been nice to have been included, or bitching about them to other people, how about you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, well, if I actually want friendships like that, maybe I should plan the lunch. Maybe these people aren't my friends after all. And if I want friendships that feel good, it's my job to create it. And what part of myself do I have to confront in order to take responsibility for creating what I want? See, nobody else is responsible for the life that you want. You have to create it. And the more time you waste going, oh, but my friends, oh, but my boss, oh, but my this, the less likely you're going to do it. That's the let them theory.
Mel Robbins is the host of one of the top-ranked podcasts in the world. Her books on finding motivation and success have sold millions of copies.
One of the most trusted experts in the world on confidence.
And she's written 3 best-selling books.
New York Times best-selling author and host of the Mel Robbins podcast.
Life coach and motivational speaker.
A dear friend who we are so proud of all you have built and done, Mel.